How often it has happened where you have been hurt by the person you love the most. You have been hurt by the person you relied on the most. You have been hurt by the person you thought will stand next to you, stand by you every situation of your life. It's interesting how generally it's the people that are closest to us have the ability to hurt us the most. These are the people who we want to love us the most. They probably still love us the most, but they hurt us the most as well. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to Soft Rebuild, your home within your family. This is the place where we talk about emotions and how do we deal with them, how do we process them, honoring ourselves and rebuild our lives softly and strongly. Let's break it down into 3 points as to why our closest people are the ones who hurt us the most. Number 1 is vulnerability. Now, when we are with our close ones, our friends, our family, our defenses are down. We are not defensive or we're not protective of ourselves. We are just us, right? So there's more chances that they will say something and something will really cut deep in your heart. So that is one of the biggest reasons why someone who is very close to you can say something that could hurt you. Number 2 is expectations. We have almost like unsaid contracts between all these friends and family where we expect from them. Even if we say, oh no, I don't expect anything from anyone. Hidden inside in your subconscious mind, there's always an expectation that this person, come what may, will always support me. And when they're not able to, for their own reasons, there might be a situation they are not feeling well, from inside, they're emotionally down. That could be whatever reason, but it hurts us when there is implied expectation and that doesn't happen. It really, really hurts because of expectation. Number 3 is a deep one. Now, it might be true in some instances, not every instance. So number 3 is triggers. So triggers happen when something sits unhealed within our heart or something we really want to do and someone talks about it and we get really hurt. So I'll give you an example here. When I got separated and I was really focused on, getting this business up and running, supporting my son, making sure that we are financially sound, I would have my close ones say, oh, you've got to have a social life, and then she'll say, oh, you've got to have, this friends group, you've got to have your dance, you've got to have this. And at that time, I wasn't doing anything for myself. I was in a very survival mode. I was just making sure that there's enough to eat, there's money to pay for his fees. There was a lot of responsibility, so I didn't have mindset or time. I didn't create time for myself. So that made me really upset. That triggered something deep within me because I was craving for social network and I didn't have any. So that triggered me. Something else comes to my mind. This was when I was in my high school. So early on in my high school, I went through an emotional turmoil. We were living in a joint family and my cousin had to leave for America to join her father. And when she left, it really made me feel like I was abandoned and I used to cry a lot. And at that time, psychologists were not the things that would come up to my parents' mind. They only thought I'll be happy with like street food, Indian street food and ice cream. That helped me a little bit. But anyway, so due to that, it was impacting my studies, etc. So I come from a small town where there was this really great school where I studied. And then if kids weren't able to perform or get grade up until certain marks, they would actually kick you out before your 10th standard, which was the big deal. So my grandmother was talking to my mom and I could overhear because, the rooms were kind of next to each other. They were cleaning the closet and my grandmother said to my mom, oh, I don't think Neha is going to study very well. let's keep the uniform of my elder cousin who went to this different college. And she said to her mom, oh, let's keep this for Neha because I don't think she'll study very well and they will kick her out. So that got triggered. Now, what it made me do is I was like, I'm going to prove my grandmother wrong and I'm going to make sure I study. So whatever she said was hurtful and it came in a way that didn't feel supportive. I wish she had come and said, Neha, I believe in you. I trust you. You know, you should work hard. But listening your elders talk about you was very hurtful. Not that she had the bad intention. She was just trying to make sure, you know, my mom doesn't have to pay for the uniform if I get kicked out of the school. So her intention was fine as an adult, but it was hurtful for me as a teenager. I was like, what the hell? Seriously? Anyway, how do we take care of those things? How do we make sure when our close ones have hurt us or have wounded us again, how do we make sure we stay strong, we stay centered? Okay. So I've got 7 points for you. So please listen to them and see what are the things you can do. I would love you all to do all 7 because everything has its own place in rebuilding our life, right? So number 1 is pause and breathe. When someone says something to you, don't react. Just pause and breathe and just stay with yourself. So when someone says something to me, it's okay, Neha, I'm with you. So just stick with yourself, pause and breathe. That's my number 1 point. Number 2 is detach gently. Generally, when someone is saying something to you, they're actually hurt inside of them. The cousin said to me about my social circle, she wanted to have what I had. She wanted to run her own business, etc., etc. But because of her situation, she couldn't. So she was talking about what she has done better than me. It was like, everyone has their own journey. So if that had happened to me now, I would detach myself and I would say, okay, it's her problem. It's because she, you know, whatever her issues are, that's what's bringing this up. So you detach yourself from what they're saying because it's probably a hurt within them that's making them say things that could hurt you. Number 3 is having compassion. I'm not saying you agree with what they tell you. Having a compassionate mindset would say, okay, I'm really sorry for them. They're hurting. If you have that, just you'll detach yourself. Number 4, micro boundaries. I'm not saying cutting off people. That's why I use the word micro. Having little boundaries. Let's just say they've said something to you that was really hurtful. Detach yourself. And then maybe for a couple of days, just stay distant, just be with yourself. And they might realize it or they might not. But every time you want to meet with them, just make sure that you look after yourself. And someone said something really interesting with friends and family when they do feel that they have the ability, they have the power to hurt you. You reduce the time you spend with them by half and reduce the number of times you meet with them. So cutting off is not a solution all the time. If you wanted to, it's up to you. But I honestly feel that, you know, if you kept cutting off people, we'll be left with no one. So it's a good idea to keep the relationship, but reduce the amount of times you meet with them. That would help you in reducing the opportunity for them to hurt you. My next one is anchoring yourself. Now we'll spend time on ourselves. So if you have a morning routine of meditation, of breathing, anything, could be yoga, meditation, reading, walk. But it was funny, I was speaking to a friend and she said, what do you do when you walk? I said, I just walk and listen to the birds because it's so beautiful. And she said, no, I do grocery list. I'm thinking what I'm going to cook for the week. And I was like, oh, that is one time I really don't want to do anything. I just want to be with myself. So when you have a morning routine where you center yourself, that is going to help you in all these situations to detach from letting other people hurt you. The next one is creating a little circle of trust. So have one or two people in your life where you can be yourself. You can feel fully seen. You can see that they respect you. You can see that they love you. That's the kind of little circle you want to create and maintain. The last one, which is my favorite one and the most important one, is self-love. You can self-love yourself in emotions, or you can do something what I do, cuddle yourself. It's so nice to cuddle yourself. So if anyone ever dares hurt your feelings, right? Don't create a fight and say anything to them. If you want to, it's up to you, but don't blame me, right? I would just be with myself and really give myself a lot of cuddles, a lot of hugs, because that's a very sensitive time when you get hurt. I'm smiling now, but when I go through the situation, I'm really emotional. And the best thing you can do is support the best person on this earth, you. So do that. Love yourself, support yourself, be with yourself. And if people are doing that, that's up to them to fix it. You are not responsible for them. You're responsible for you. So love yourself. You are very, very important, okay? This happens a lot, and this happens every day sometimes, right? But we need to reduce and see how we can, I guess, get rid of this impact, because that's not meant for you. You're meant to be loved. You are sacred. You are amazing. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you for being here. Remember, you're not broken. You are becoming. You chose to pause. You chose to feel. You chose to rebuild. You are loved. You are seen. You matter. I believe in your rise and the soft power of healing on your own terms. So go inwards and rediscover the beauty that's been with you all along.